Hello, good morning, good evening, uh, wherever you are in this lovely world. Okay, so let's start off with the usual Dan Fitz theme song, and then we'll get into it, shall we? Alright, that's enough of that. Don't want to make having fun a crime. Probably already is. So, welcome to the Truth Series, Part 7. If you don't know what the Truth Series is, you can find out on danfitz.com. You can find the rest of the Truth Series there. Very informative for these challenging times, and I got tired of answering individual questions in my inbox, but I am flattered that people feel that I am a source of truth and information. Crazy times, who would have thought? So, Truth Series number 7, we're going to talk about one relatively important fact and where that leaves you. So I'm looking at the GST and sales to external territories, selling goods and services to residents of Norfolk Island, Christmas Island, and the Cocos Keeling Islands. This document's from, who's this from? I think May 2012, so what, some 9 years ago. Why am I reading this? It's one of many documents that points out and states the simple fact that Australia is not actually Australia. Those three islands are considered the real Australia. Now, somewhere along the line, I think it was 1975, where Gough Whitlam, I think, changed this. Or it may have been the Australia Act of 1986. It was possibly that. I'm not sure when or who or how they actually did it. But Australia is not actually Australia. It's a corporation named Australia. True, it is. And it's owned by America or Washington, D.C. Now, this is not a Trump-Biden conspiracy. This is not a conspiracy. If you read through documents and things like that, like, oh, someone came on and dropped off. Sorry, I'm talking about boring shit. Hey, I'm Dan. You want to fucking take some protein and get jacked? What do you guys want to watch? What do you want to listen to? I mean, you have no freedom. Country's fucked. You can't travel. You can't work. Can't even not wear a surgical mask. Oh, come on, Dan. Anyway, so Australia is not considered Australia. It's named Australia, but it's not considered Australia. So what does that mean for you? Well, basically what's going on right now, you have no rights, and they can do whatever they want. That's why they're doing whatever they want. So whether it's 1975 or 1986, what's happening right now has actually been planned for some time. Where does this go? Well, I'm not from the future, so I don't know, and I don't have all the answers. In fact, this information is relatively new to me, so I'm trying to process it myself. It makes a lot of sense when you look at things, but I'm not really sure what that means. So this particular episode of the Truth Series, this is for all the people in Australia, normal people, who aren't tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists or anti-vaxxers. Normal, hard-working, family-orientated people who don't know what the fuck's going on, have an IQ, have courage, have confidence, don't believe the TV or the government, as you shouldn't believe it. But free speech or free thought is made fun of. If you talk to these brainwashed fucking morons, they make fun of you. Or they're not very emotionally intelligent, so they get triggered. And they try and get you to stop talking, or they try and win their argument by making you feel bad, or making you feel guilty, or making you feel crazy. Yet I'm immune to that, and if you understand and agree with what I am saying, then I say you're probably immune to that too. But this is how they've got these people through the television and the radio and the internet by, if you're not taking your vax, you're a bad person. If you don't wear a mask, you're a bad person. These emotionally weak people, they don't want to be bad people. They don't want to look like they're doing the wrong thing. They don't want to be different. Not worried about the flu. Not worried about Omicron. They say that they are, and they talk about it like they know what they're talking about it. But they got no idea. It's when they're fat or depressed, or they hate their friends and their friends hate them, but they pretend that they all like each other, and that kind of thing. So how I see this playing out, if these people that haven't taken the shot or multiple shots, if they don't die, they're going to be led into a technocracy, some kind of communism, a social credit system, a digital dollar, and other countries will be able to walk right in. My previous post where, I mean, if you want to see what is happening, just look at the banks. Chinese family walking into, I don't say that to be racist because they're Asian, but when you know enough about the rest of the world, you can tell who's Chinese by how they look. And they're walking into their new home, and the bank says, thinking about moving to Australia? Can't travel here right now. But if you think about moving here, we'll help you. Chinese elites have a fuckload of money, stupid money, almost enough to buy the media, politicians, and everything else in Australia that they want, and America and Canada. Because Australia is not under British rule anymore, going back to 1975, 1986, so it's basically open to the highest bidder. But there's kind of a problem in the way. Can't just kill you openly, can't just put you in jail openly. What are they going to do? Kill you. They'll put you in jail for not taking the jab, not wearing a mask, opening your business when you're not allowed to open it. Those of you who aren't from Victoria or New South Wales, although the whole country is starting to see this now, you'll understand the seriousness and the realness of what I just said. You can go to jail, opening your business at the wrong time. You can go to a quarantine camp or some kind of jail, a camp that you can't voluntarily leave, and you have no choice or right whether you want to actually go there or not. Yeah, kind of sounds like they're going to kill you off or put you in prison. Now I get it, there's about three or four kinds of people, I guess in regards to Australians that are watching this right now. There's the first kind that is sitting there thinking, Dan, you're a fucking conspiracy theorist. Dan, you've really lost your mind. But I'm going to sit here and watch everything you have to say. There's a second kind. It's kind of laughing and thinking, I have lost my mind. I mean, I must have to actually want to help people considering how they treat each other. But you're kind of scared too, because you know, although you've taken your third or fourth shot, although you wear a mask, although you don't believe the government, but you do, you're kind of like looking for some kind of lifeline, some kind of person who has the courage to make up their own beliefs. That's me. And then there's the third kind of person, or fourth, depending how you want to see that, who's sitting there with a fucking notepad thinking, alright, Australia's not Australia, you're trying to kill me, you know, what do I fucking do? Well, there'll be two kinds of outcomes for Australians. This is including the Indigenous Australians. This is including immigrant Australians. The first kind of people will be led into the big cities. Melbourne CBD, Brisbane CBD. Hello viewers, let's see how long you can handle the truth. 3, 2, 1, go. Your courage test starts now. How long can you handle it? You'll be coerced and manipulated into moving into big cities. It's safer, it's more secure, the flu can't get you, although you're surrounded by more people in a city. You get your own cell block, apartment, and you can work and contribute to society by working at home, more than likely in your cell. While the medical system, the government tyranny, can give you your freedom jab every six months or so. And this is also going to tie in with climate change. It's more efficient to live in the city. If you go over your carbon amount, they'll shut off your power, or all these kinds of things. This is not something I smoked and saw in a vision. This is in the climate legislation for 2020 and also coming into the future. I read through that, as boring as it is. You can read through it too. Go to your state and download the legislation regards to the environment. Very concerning. Queensland's was probably the most concerning. And then there's the second type of person that doesn't want to take the jab, that sees through the facade already and doesn't know what the fuck to do. We have to get out what's called the matrix. The matrix is your bank, government, initiatives like medical, schooling, all that kind of shit, and television, social media. You need to get out of it, which is why this is my last Facebook Live. I noticed since 30 days ago or so, I said I'm getting off Facebook. You might have seen the post. About 2 or 3 people say to me, Dan, you haven't gotten off Facebook. Imagine if you held yourself to that same fucking standard of accountability where you did something or said you're going to do something and didn't do it. Imagine if you held yourself to that standard, how good your life would be. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. And I'm aware I said that I was getting off, and I'm addicted. That's why I said I'm getting off. And just like you with your addictions that you don't have, it takes about 30 days or so to actually get it right. Don't think you're addicted? Stop drinking for 30 days. Stop eating shit food for 30 days. Don't use Facebook for 30 days. I will. No, you fucking won't. But this is truly my last live and my last post on here. Got a 60-day ban on my other account, my business account. 60 days. What's with that? That whole banning you for saying and doing things. It's to get you used to a police state. It's to get you used to not getting out of line, being a good boy. That's what it is. Think about that. If I say this, I get banned. If I do this, I get banned. Yeah. See, it seems innocent. It seems like it's for your safety on social media. Imagine getting banned from society for 30 days. Imagine getting banned from having power for 30 days. It's almost like those lockdowns. It's almost like they closed the borders in Australia and the state borders. Yeah. Because you got used to it. So you need to get off the grid. You need to get your own land, and you need to be able to protect that land. Because going back to what I said about Australia is not actually Australia, you have no rights. And once people figure that out, it will be a country that acts like people have no rights, kind of like it is now. And they're going to try and take your land, and they're going to try and get you into bigger cities, and they're going to try and get you vaccinated. I didn't give a fuck about saying that word now. Vaccinated. Mark Zuckerberg's a communist. Elections are rigged. Ballsack. And then you'll be stuck in these big cities trying to live within your carbon credits and trying to live on your social credit system. And not only will you not be able to say certain things online, you won't be able to say certain things in person. I live in a country where you can't say certain things in the real world. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's why Australia was considered the lucky country. It's why America was considered land of the free. And you fucked it up because you're weak and pussies. I said to you in 2018, are you fucking tired of being a pussy? Good. It was better with a cigar, but you probably remember the ad. God, that was offensive. 30,000 views that got. Until I was heavily censored. Anyway, I'm not censored now, and I'm free, unlike you. In any moment in time where I'm not free, I'll go to a country where I am. I'll go to a country that treats me right. Because what I've been dealing with is these first kinds of people that I was mentioning, that they're following government directions, they're doing what the television says to them, but they see people fighting, they see people protesting, they see people not submitting. Kind of like me. And they say, Dan, if you cared so much, you would be here fighting. I mean, it's a good argument, it's logical. I'd be the first one they put in prison. I'd be the first one that goes off to these camps. So personally, I'm not sacrificing my life for fucking morons. I would if I was there, but I'm not walking into a trap. I wouldn't get through the border to begin with. And I can do more damage to the government, and I can educate more people simply by sitting here online. So your argument is valid, but wrong. Anyway, what you need to do is get around like-minded people. What you need to do is give up on educating people and helping them to understand the government and the media is lying to them, because they'll never understand. In fact, many times in history where this has happened, these are the kinds of people that report you to the police, report you to the Gestapo, report you to the government. One, because they're weak, but two, they want to feel like a good person. So get away from these people. This will happen over a period of a few years, mind you, so don't freak out and start doing this. And then you want to work out where you're going to live. Ideally away from a big city. Ideally surrounded by people just like you. And you want to get yourself a nice block of property. You want to have a self-sustaining lifestyle. So grow your own food, have your own livestock, if China hasn't bought it all. You want to have solar power. Look into getting solar power as soon as possible. Look into a off-grid lifestyle. Look into getting out of the matrix. Look into people that are already doing this in the country, and they'll save me a lot of time on this video because they can tell you what to do. Now, if the army or the police state comes for you, you can fight them. I mean, it's up to you, but on your own, you really don't have too much of a chance against these people. And the first person to commit violence will be the reason the media says the violence against people is warranted. Extremists. They deserve to be shot. They deserve to be put in prison. So try and resist violence at every possible avenue you can. I mean, don't get me wrong, if a military jeep pulls up and they want to forcibly vaccinate your children and you, and if you don't, you go off to a camp, just whisper to Jenny, Jenny, unlock the gun safe. That's what they're there for. That's why Australian police are doing a recall on guns, although guns were banned in Australia in 1997, something like that. But they know most people didn't hand in their guns. That's probably the only reason they're not doing everything that they want to do right now. Yeah, so that's about it. That's about it for the Truth Series number 7. You can find the rest on danfitz.com and other platforms that aren't censored and run by communists trying to rig elections and insist on every post. Maybe even this one down below where it says vaccines are safe and effective. Why is everyone dying? Why have 1,000 plus professional athletes dropped dead on television, particularly soccer players in Europe? That's a lot, 1,000. And that's on television. Imagine the people that aren't on television. Like the mother figure in my life who died. And we couldn't talk about why she died. And she's not coming back because it's death. Yeah, I mean, that's not good. That happened to me. Broke my heart. But she didn't have a choice. Because she was in a country where she didn't have a choice. Unlike you Australians and Americans. But the one thing you do lack is balls, a backbone, and intelligence. But I mean, don't waste your ability to have a choice. Don't be pressured by the government or the weak people in your society. Otherwise, your kids and their kids will have to pay the price. So this has happened in history before. Holodomor, I think it's pronounced something like that, happened in Ukraine. I think it was Stalin or Lenin, one of those great guys, where they just starved the people. All right, cool. You want to go to war? You want your rights? You want your freedom? Well, we'll just starve you. That's what we're going to do to you. And picking up seeds that were on the road was a crime. You could go to jail or be executed for picking up seeds to feed your hungry family back in those days. Now, it's not really out of the realm of possibility, seeing though you get a $4,000 fine for not wearing a mask or going to work or going 5 kilometers further than your home. That's happened in my home state. So give it a few more years, picking up seeds that the government wants. It's really not out of the realm of possibilities of what can be considered illegal or mandatory, as they use now. People say, oh, mandatory is not the law, so you don't have to do it. Well, if you understand everything I've said in this video, there really is no law in Australia. It's just a facade of people. Like most high-up judges, all politicians know exactly what I just told you. So when this comes out, if it ever comes out, I don't know what will happen. I don't know how to fix it. But what is going on right now, the whole country, especially you, is in a very dangerous position. I mean, you could just overturn the government and liquidate it because we're a population of 25 million and we don't need a 3-tier government. Not even America has that. Why do we have a 3-tier government in one of the smallest populations on the planet? Because we're a police state. We're designed to milk every Australian citizen of every single dollar they can through tax and all that bullshit. And now you're in the position you are now. So you can continue to be a slave and a cow and be used for money and extortion and not really have any freedom of choice for the rest of your life as you live in your shoebox apartment doing mundane and boring jobs and die, and that's your legacy for your children. Or you could be like this high school fucking dropout that figured everything out that I just told you and learn and read and understand and grow a set of balls and build a war machine that is your body to protect your family, because that's what a man's supposed to do. That's why they're trying to blend men and women together with this trans shit. I don't give a fuck if someone wants to suck dick and get married. I don't give a fuck if you want to wear a wig and call yourself Jenny and your name's Travis. I don't give a fuck. I got nothing against you. But I'm not going to be made to feel like a bad person because I don't put you up on a fucking pedestal and say, oh, you're so brave and so courageous. You should lead the country and not have to pay tax. And fuck that. That's how they get you. With your low emotional intelligence, you don't want to look like a bad person. Change your profile picture to a black square, even though the indigenous blacks of our country are being put into these quarantine camps, and you keep your fucking mouth shut. You're weak. It's okay, I get that. I used to be weak too. And work out very well for you. Alright. Well, that should give me a 60-day ban. Surprised these accounts haven't been deleted. I guess they enjoyed my $200,000 of advertising money I put into this shitty fucking platform. But yeah, I wanted to go out with style. I think I did. God bless. Not posting on here again. Don't message me on here again. You can message me anywhere else, like a normal person, but you won't, because you're weak and useless. And if you get offended by that, just prove me wrong. Just message me somewhere else. Yeah. See, Dan, I'm not weak and useless. Hey, how are you? I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking and actually caring. Not gonna fucking miss this place at all. Tell you that fucking right now. Anyway, I'm Dan Fitz. This has been the Truth Series Part 7. If you want to find the other 13, I've told you 3 or 4 times in this video how to do that. God bless. And if you don't believe in God, that's why your country's fucked. It's the 5th of December, 2021. And Dan Andrews was the most corrupt and dishonest premier in Australian history. I'm Dan Fitz, the Street Preacher, signing out.